4 a.m. It is the hour when human reason fades and the shadows of the unconscious deepen. While the world sleeps, I have been standing by the window for days, tormented by a strange presence. It wasn't the wind or the pipes. It was a rhythmic, dry friction, like a rough brush against a canvas. The movement was too precise to be nature. Like a machine, the action repeated at regular intervals, stimulating my amygdala and amplifying an inexplicable anxiety. Imagine it. In this dead silence of a snowy dawn, someone is awake and endlessly sweeping something away. Driven by a primal fear of the unknown, I couldn't take it anymore. I had to confirm what this bizarre mystery was. Putting on my security guard uniform, I opened the front door. The freezing air pierced my lungs, and my heart pounded as if preparing to face an ominous truth. Walking down the stairs, my mind was pulled back to a winter day 30 years ago. They say the brain stores painful memories more vividly. For me, snowy days were a symbol of bitter pain and shame. That day, I slipped on an icy hill and shattered my knee. Bleeding and crying, I looked up at my mother for help, but she didn't help me up. She looked down at me with the eyes of a cold judge. She commanded me to get up immediately. She asked how I intended to survive in this harsh world, if I couldn't even stand on my own. When I begged for pity, she turned her back, saying the world wouldn't feed me just because I was pitiful. The image of her walking away looked so heartless that it remains vivid even now. Left alone, scratching the ice with my fingernails, I swore an oath. I would never rely on my mother again. Since that day, an invisible wall of ice formed between us, and I became a stoic, middle-aged man without ever breaking that wall. Back in the present, I turned the corner of the alley and saw someone under the street lamp, a small, frail figure in a worn-out coat, sweeping the ground with a bent back. As I got closer, my breath stopped. It was my mother. She was diagnosed with dementia 3 years ago. Yet here she was, in this freezing weather, sweeping with bare, bleeding hands. I rushed to take the broom from her, shocked by how cold her hands were. But she didn't recognize me. She pushed me away as if I were an intruder, insisting she had to sweep the snow. I tried to stop her, asking what she would do if she got sick. But I wasn't angry. I was terrified. Seeing my mother completely broken like this felt like a nightmare I couldn't wake up from. That was when she stopped resisting and smiled innocently, like a child. She began to mutter to herself, staring into the void. She said her son had bad legs and had to go to school, so she had to clear the path so he wouldn't slip. I froze. My legs are fine, and I am a middle-aged man now. My mother's time had stopped 30 years ago, on the day I got hurt. Her words were incoherent, but the logic was chillingly clear. In neuroscience, cognitive functions fade, but survival. Instincts are imprinted in the deepest parts of the brain, the amygdala. Dementia had erased her memory of my face and name, but it couldn't erase one thing: the instinct that her child must not get hurt. The image of the cold mother from 30 years ago and this frail old woman overlapped. The moment two unconnected puzzle pieces fit together, the wall of misunderstanding I had built all my life came crashing down. Only then did I realize the truth. For the past 30 years, I thought I was lucky because I never fell on a snowy road again. But it wasn't luck. It was her desperate necessity. By day, she whipped me with harsh words to make me strong, teaching me a survival lesson: to stand alone. But while I slept, she was up before anyone else, sweeping the snow from my path. She was laying out an invisible safety net all along, sacrificing her own body so I wouldn't get hurt during her lesson. I lived my life resenting her, not knowing she was clearing my way with her own youth. Even now, when dementia has made her forget who she is, the only habit her body remembers is sweeping snow for her child. I knelt on the snow and grabbed her frozen hands. Hot tears burst out. I tried to tell her I was here, but my throat choked up. I repeated in my heart, "Mum, thanks to you, I never fell. I'm so sorry for hating you." Seeing me sob, she seemed confused, but instinctively touched my cheek with her rough hand. She comforted me, saying it was a relief if I didn't fall, and that was all that mattered. Dementia took away her memory, but it couldn't take away the language of love. That comfort tore my heart apart. That dawn, I cried in her arms like a child, smelling the scent of her old coat the scent of my mother. Now I know that sweeping sound was not noise, but a mother's prayer. The smooth path you walk on today might be the result of someone's hidden sacrifice at dawn. We often push our parents away because their love seems invisible or clumsy. But remember, even if their brain forgets, their bones remember you. If it's snowing outside your window today, look closely. You might see the silent movement that has supported your life. If your parents are still here, hold their hands and tell them, thanks to you, I made it this far. This has been Senior Algorithm, reading your heart.